I'll see.
Hello, how are you?
Hayi siyaphila. Siyabona ukuthi uzile la ugqokile umuhle.
Yes.
What are you here to show us?
I'm here to show you.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Tina le ntombi. Okay ke ntombi, your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Romeo, old Romeo, how can I be your Romeo? The sky is blue, everything is red. I am your angel like Princess Diana. Hold me, I can stag. Corona, umulai. I think what I would like to say is, first of all, thank you to everybody who's really just backed me up and believed in me so much. You know, I see you, I love you, and thank you. Thank you so much for helping me light. Continue shining my light, you know. And for everybody else, look, for as far as your imagination can take you, that's as far as you can go. And
Wow.
That's all you need.
Wow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Okay, is someone going to cue us? Action.
Milani.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the action? Hayi jonga mntaze khawube serious.
Okay. Come. Okay.
Batsa tokelo ko bolele ngwana na hampatli ka tseleng we makatlang ko jetse go go tsamatsa fafatsa taba tsaka hohle mona hoteleng ha makgethe ke le mapule nna ha ntse be hantle ko jwetse hona jale ko bolele he batho ba tsaba taba tsaka le mosomi hore he nna mosomi ba ntse jwang nna ka etsa jwang kae mafatse le go wena bilaneng sa le utswetsa bashimane ba le ba papalang bolo ba utswetsa mikotla ya bona le di toolkit tsa bona ko jwetse ntho tsa ba bona ngwana no ba bozulwane ne ha ntse be hantle ko jwetse ke re nna o shebe hantle ke mapule tsotetsi ke le haiwane ke le tjena na go jetse ke ba kokotang dumela wena ye lo bone tsowe
Dumela ausiwe.
dumela ausiwe o tlise kuku ya eng monana
Aw, siya celebrate.
re celebrate nya masepa
Aw.
sis. Ha no le mane hoteleng o ntso le busy o ntso jwetsa taba tsa ka o di fafatsa o no ntso sa re I think it does because I don't know if this happens for everybody, but what I've realized is that for me, if I have a certain character that I'm portraying at that time, it's so crazy. It's usually something that's aligned with what's happening in my life. So even when I came back from Ephetweni, you know, all the stories of that. Even when I came back Ephetweni and things were so hectic, you know, I hadn't been working for like a very long time. And the first character I got was on Muvhango and I was playing Master, you know, which was that lady, the owner of Ama Boys, and that's just after I came back from Ephetweni. And I was like, what the hell, you know? I remember even how I got that job. When I went to the audition, I just went there, everything was just working against me. And the only thing one of the guys said who came to fetch me was, if something is yours, it's yours. What's meant for you is meant for you. That's all he said. And that time I was just like, hey, let me just audition, at least I'm here, you know. And then the next thing, right then and then, on the spot, manifest.
Manifestation, right?
And manifesting might sound so hard, but honestly speaking, all it takes is a bit of faith. And let me tell you, something about faith is
It's deep.
you have to get to a point where you've got nothing but faith. And when all you have is faith, that's how you manifest, because that's all you have.
And that's so profound. That's so amazing. It's so incredible because it comes to you as a person as well that pray, bro, pray. You had to pray for this. You obviously got the instruction or the warning, but pray. Yeah. But immediately when you prayed, you found yourself out of that trouble or out of that
100%.
situation.
Sometimes you need to find yourself in the trouble so you can actually know how strong you are.
Welcome to Offset Podcast. Offset to Onset, the ultimate podcast and platform designed to educate, promote, and market the film industry for a brighter and more inclusive future.
Welcome to the only podcast that certainly uplifts and promotes the acting and theatre space. And of course, I am your host, Speech the Dreamer. Dumuspelo Bayana, obviously, and this is Offset. Now, guess what? Our guest today, we're joined by an incredible artiste. And I say that because she dabbles, in different avenues of artistry. I mean, this is a chance for us to let her extend this explanation to us right here on Offset. Please, ladies and gentlemen, today we're celebrating 10 years with our guest. Ndicela ke wonke umuntu lapha erumini nje sike simqhwabele izandla. Kamo Letsosa! Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh my goodness, Kamo. 10 years, certainly incredible milestones to be celebrating. But firstly, welcome to Offset. It is an incredible pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you so much, Speech, for having me, guys. People still want to interview me.
You know what, Kamo? I know that you're an incredible person, I think personally as well as, professionally. Now, one thing we need to celebrate before the 10 years, I found out that you are a fellow Pisces.
Yes, I am.
My birthday is on the 7th March. Yours is on the 19th March.
I'm on the 18th, actually. I don't know if you got it wrong, but the point is we're Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the point is that we are both Pisces.
100%.
Jonga, fellow Pisces, shout out to that. But firstly, Kamo, I mean, there are so many characters that stands out for me personally that you've done in the industry. And I'm sure other people that are watching right now can attest to that. But before we dive into that, 10 years, Kamo.
My gosh.
When I think we would die hard. This is a really tough industry. I mean, for you to still be standing, how has it been? How is it to celebrate 10 years?
I even got like a bit of goosebumps.
Me
there.
too. I won't lie.
I think it's the 10 years for me. Like, damn,
yeah, it's taking you back. I mean, I can remember, in my shoes, I remember so many more sad experiences in the beginning of my industry. But now, being on Offset, it's quite proud and exciting stories that I can tell. But I know that 10 years is a long time.
It is.
And you still have a long way to go ahead. How has this 10 years been for you?
Well, thanks for celebrating the 10 years with me. I mean, it is a big deal, It's been challenging. It's been, I think, it's only mostly exciting when you are actually doing something, you know, and when you're still trying to find something to do, that's where it's more challenging. And it's more like, oh my God, do I really belong here? Oh my God, do they know my talent? Do they know what I have to? So it's just like a whole cocktail of emotions and just the roller coaster of a whole lot of things, you asking yourself, do I really want to do this? Am I really worth it? Am I really the right person for it? So trust me, in the 10 years, I've had a whole lot of all of those, but it's been nothing short of amazing.
Look, I absolutely relate to that. And having come from, where you come from, I know that there are so many young girls who are proud of you. I mean, Chawanza, busy character, Mamiki, Mamiki. Mamiki, if I would see you at the mall, I'm so glad to be sitting with you right here. This is almost a pinch me moment, guys. Because you know what? I was thinking if we're gonna have you on set with us, I'm thinking, Mamiki, when I see her at the mall, I'll be like, Mamiki. I think though that role was one role that had me fall more in love with your craft and fall more in love with the person that you are. I think I said this Offset when we were just chatting out there. I said, I think you have this ability as an actor to shine your personal traits into your work, and that's sort of like a gift, a magical superpower to have.
Make me plan such a private.
No, you're incredible. We have to celebrate that, So of course, 10 years, and it's been the downs and the ups. Oh, you know what? You're gonna make me cry because I know, Pisces people are. All Pisces people are just crybabies.
Yeah,
but
true. Most of us.
Yeah. Like I said, this one character for me stands out, Mamiki. You've done a lot, right? We also have to highlight the fact that within this 10 years, you've also dabbled in presenting.
Yes.
You've also dabbled in theater. Yeah. You've also dabbled in acting. So while we are unfolding this, I want you to tell us about a moment where you saw something, you heard something on television or on radio, and you said, that is what I want to do.
That is so crazy. I think before I even answer that, I need to also just put a disclaimer that I am a bit of a weirdo. So do not be weirded out by what actually made me, want to do that. The moment that I sort of had, you know, that I saw on TV, and I was like, listen, I actually want to do that, which is so crazy. There was a lady, I forgot her name now.
Yeah.
And she used to do a show called Ses Corner, right? She was a presenter, long
yes,
time ago,
yes.
you know. So they had two ladies that did Ses Corner. One is an actress now, and then the other lady, she unfortunately passed away,
Yeah.
right? So I remember, guys, I swear I'm not dark, but yeah. So when that lady passed away, there was a whole tribute on the show, and there was a whole tribute on the channel, you know, like condolences. Oh my God, she was amazing. And I was like, no ways. Like, I'm so unseen at school. I'm so unseen at home. I actually want to do that because I want to be seen. I want people to remember that I actually once existed, you know?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then in the long run, I actually found out that I actually love what I'm doing.
This is so incredible. I relate to you 100%.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, it's sometimes difficult. Like I said, you know, this is arts, right?
100%.
We're in the arts industry. And I need people to understand that there are different elements to arts. And it's okay as an artist to dabble in those avenues, right? So so you fell in love with presenting first.
No.
You fell in love with acting first.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. Because I think the transitions that I've seen mostly, or popular transitions, are from a presenter to an actor. But
Yes.
the
Yes,
other way around with
other
you.
way around.
So within, you know, getting into that space of acting, I know that, you know, most of the time when we have this dream, we have it all colored up and flowered up. Has that image that you've once come across the first time been what you've experienced in the industry?
You know, the thing is, right, and I don't mean to say this in a, oh, I'm so Lani, ooh, I'm so snarky, ooh, you know. So I went to film school, right?
Okay.
And you get taught so many different things there. But also, sometimes the teachings that they give you are a bit exaggerated in terms of what you should expect when you get into the industry, you know? So I did acting. And most of the time, our lecturers would always be on some, so when you get to set, you know, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you when you're done off set, you know, this is what's going to happen
Right.
before you go audition. So they actually prepared us for being in the industry already. But the one thing they did is they painted this picture where we thought once we graduate, everybody's going to want to give us a job, and it's going to be just like Hollywood, you know,
Ooh,
and it's going to be
guys.
so perfect, and you're going to have a trailer, you know, and you're going to have like your sparkling water from Italy,
Yeah.
and you're going to be so much in demand. And then you get there and you're like, yeah, guys, it's sort of for my language, you are up at
So
you.
imagine they sold you. Did you just say that you are they turned? It feels like they sold you dreams. It feels like
Yeah.
dreams were sold to you. And I really think that, once again, I relate to you. But also, most of those experiences make us who we are. You know,
Hundreds.
they make us strong, and they
Yeah.
give us longevity in the industry. I mean, you're celebrating 10 years. You have longevity. There's still 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 more years
Yes.
to go with you, 70 and 80 and beyond, right? But you know, I think most of the time when I'm grateful to be in the position that we are in right now, I always think of the first time of me getting onto that stage and presenting whatever I was presenting. This was in Cape Town, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you remember yours as a professional, or even as a kid? Do you remember your first time when you walked into a room and you were like, okay, my dreams are finally coming alive?
I remember my first audition.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Same. I didn't get the job.
I didn't even audition for a job. I actually auditioned to be in an agency, and they never called me back. I promise. I say, guys.
Tell me where that badge-
They didn't call me back. But in my defense, I was a kid. I
Yeah.
didn't know what an agency was. I didn't know any of those
Yeah.
things. I just saw in the newspaper at the time, you know, there was like on classifieds, hey, you want to be an actor, presenter, you know, looking for people of all ages. You know those ads, guys.
I like that call.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom, Dad, listen, we're going to characters. They're looking for actors. I'm going to be a character. We got there. 3 months later, they never called. I called them. It's like, hi, my mom and my dad brought me there with my younger brother, and we're still waiting for you guys. And they're like, oh, no, sweetie, that means you didn't make it.
You didn't make the cut.
I was like, no ways. So
John
that was my
does it.
first audition.
Your first audition,
Was the worst.
no, mine was the worst too, but I can say one thing. They called me back, guys. They called me back.
Okay, that's good.
This was my first audition. I'm so grateful for platforms like these, Cape Town Television, my first debut on television. We need to talk about your debut, girl.
Yes.
So that was my first time being on in a studio, cameras looking at me. I mean, I had emceed before, so public speaking was my thing. But then now coming onto a camera set,
Yes.
I fumbled, I fluffed. They said, no, he still needs to go back. He needs to come back. He needs to come back though and audition again. Go back, maybe audition next year. He needs to go work on his craft. And that's exactly what I did. In the following year, I got the job.
Love it.
So that's where my career started.
it.
And now, I think it's so important to actually dive into this, because I think there's so many more other people also out there, going to auditions and their experiences are different or similar.
True.
Has it been ever difficult for you to audition? I mean, from the first time you auditioned to date,
To audition in general?
In general.
Or in general? Look, if you give me a presenting audition now,
Yes.
I will walk in there like I already have that job, and chances are I will have that job.
Yeah.
That's because I know that I'm not nervous about anything. I know exactly what it is that I bring. I'm not
Yes.
really, I don't have like a
Power.
character brief that I still need to make sure that I know and I'm certain about. And so I know that I bring in there who Kamo Letsosa is, and I know what she has to offer, But when it comes to acting, I still get nervous, because then you undress yourself and you dress as this character, you become this character, and you're like, okay, so who is Mamiki? How old is she? What's her favorite color? What does she like to eat? What is she allergic to? All of those things. What are some of her nuances? What
Yeah.
are some of her mannerisms? Am I getting it right?
Yeah.
Because now it's not just you as an individual who's coming as yourself with your personality. You are becoming this person who a certain writer created,
Yeah.
and you need to match what they birthed and bring that into life, So
Incredible.
with acting, it's I always get nervous. Like I get so nervous that I usually, nobody knows this, but I get so nervous that I usually cry at least 5 minutes before they call me into the audition room.
You heard it first on Offset.
Yes.
And I love that. This is what I love most about you. You're so authentic, and you say
Thank
something
you.
very important. It is so important to know what we have to offer, guys.
Yep.
It's really important. I think that's the most important thing, because when we walk into the room, you already need to, people can see right through us. You already need to know that you can do this.
Yes.
You don't need the judge's English confirmation to say that you are capable of doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forwarding, right?
Yes.
We're gonna run out of time because I talk too much. I think me and you Pisces, we are public
It's a
speakers.
Pisces thing.
It's a Pisces thing, and I love it. But look at this, right? I already said it, Mamiki. There are also other people. I mean, you've been on several productions and
Yeah.
film sets and movies and series here in Mzansi. And I mentioned a few. There are some series that also, air on Mzansi Magic. You've been on Kasi's Mean Girls. You've been on ETV's Scandal. You've been on The Queen. If people don't know this, I know the character. I can see her from The Queen. She has been on Sokulu and Partners.
Yes.
She has been on Smoke and Mirrors. Guys, can you do your research? And she has been on, radio as well. She has been on Showmax. She played Babaloko.
Babuluki. Yes.
She played Babuluki. I remember that character. I don't know about you. I want to now know, before I highlight all of your acting experience, I want to now know, is there a particular character that stands out for you, that still is highlighted in your mind? Like I said, for me, it's Mamiki. Like in your experience?
Honestly speaking, I can't lie and take it away from the people. I think Mamiki is the one that stands out the most.
Can we have a voting
it has to be. It has to be Mamiki.
Can we have a voting poll?
Yeah.
She said Mamiki. I said Mamiki. I also said this to my producer when we were walking, and I was like, I know Mamiki. I'm
Yes.
so glad.
Yes.
Once again, I'm really glad that you're sitting here with us, Namhlanje.
you.
We have so many questions to
you.
ask you. But aside from that, I really want to know from you, do you really feel like our industry holds the amount of success that we need to gain as artists, as creatives, as professionals? Do you think our industry, our South African industry, holds the capacity to give us that amount of success? that we think we deserve?
I'm gonna get into trouble if I answer honestly.
No, you won't.
But I wanna answer honestly, you
Yeah.
know, because I mean, look, I feel like we have a lot of potential. You know, I feel like we have so much potential. But also, don't forget where we live, guys. You know, we've got so many opportunities, and we've proven so many times, even in different fraternities, also in different departments as a whole, you know, that if there's a certain issue that we have, and it needs to be highlighted upon, we've got the abilities to highlight on those and actually fix those, you know, meaning that we've got the same within our industry. We've seen with when we've got beauty pageants, you know, like everybody comes out, contributes, and it's, hey, we're celebrating Miss whoever went overseas, and you know, we see with the sports as well, when the guys are getting paid so much money to go over there and be celebrated. So why can't it be the same for people who bring you entertainment? I mean, I believe that a lot of the times you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you do what it is that you need to do. And in most cases, when you've really had a long day, you go home, and the one thing you want to do is unwind. And most of us watch something to unwind, be it a documentary, a reality show, a movie, a series, whatever. But you're watching other people on television to unwind, and those people are working. So why can't we celebrate those people the same way? So I feel like the success is definitely there if we want it to be there. It's just that when you've got something, and you take so much advantage of it, you know, you end up forgetting the essence of what it is. You end up forgetting how important this thing is as well. You know, that you forget to actually remind it that, look, in this industry, you guys could be so successful. This industry as a whole could be so successful. If anything, everybody goes home and watches TV or watches their phone or whatever. So the success is there. The money is there.
Yeah.
How many, I mean, we've got a TV there. How many phones do we have here? We're all streaming.
How many cameras?
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So somebody always is watching something on their phone, meaning that you're watching somebody else, meaning the success is there.
Oh my goodness. Where na Mamiki? Mamiki? Jonga, you've done a number, and you're so right about that. I think we have already acquired success from our first gigs.
Yeah.
We were successful already. Well, moving on, because we have so much to talk about. So I want to call this, I personally call this the new wave, right?
Okay.
You're part of the new wave. That's why I want to call you the
Am
realist
I?
OG. Yes, you are. Like, dude, look, we're celebrating 10 years. Can we be honest? 10 years ago, this industry was not the same.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And you are now booming still in the new wave.
Yeah.
You understand, Mamiki? I hope you don't mind me calling you that.
No,
I love that name.
Listen.
Look, the new wave is kind of exciting for me. And we move from traditional TV, your SAPCs and everything. We go to Mzansi Magic. We move from Mzansi Magic. We go to Netflix. We move from Netflix. We go to Showmax, you know. And you are appearing on all those screens. You have appeared from the beginning to the continuation to the
now.
current.
Yes.
Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Because there's still longevity, you know. And how does it feel for you? And do you look at it that way, the way that I look at it, as a new wave in 2025?
You know, it's crazy. I feel like I want to say yes, and I also want to say no a little bit, right? Because 10 years is such a long time, but 10 years is also, it goes by so fast.
True.
It goes by so quickly. You know, I remember there's a time when I was with a best friend of mine, right? This is back in 2016. And we're like, oh no, let's go out for some drinks. Let's go to Midrand or whatever, you know. And we're like, all right, cool, let's go. So now we're speaking. At that time, I'm doing Greed and Desire, right? She's still on Soweto TV.
Okay.
And I was also still doing Soweto TV at the time. So now we're talking about all these new ideas. It's just us, you know, like girls' night out. Let's actually, you know what I mean?
I love
Let's
this humble
do this,
beginnings.
you know?
I just wanted to say, I love this.
God,
I love
thank
this.
you.
Yeah.
So we're having these conversations, and we're just talking about like normal you know, creatives, you know, we sit down, we have these ideas, and we're just like, imagine if this happened, imagine if that happened, where do you think we're going to be this, you know? So it's just like, you know, when two kids are having these ideas and it's just brainstorming, but it's just conversation.
Two creatives.
Yes.
I know exactly
right?
what you're talking about.
But now there's this guy who's eavesdropping and he's listening to the conversation, and he's like, hey, so I hear you guys are talking about music and you know, so I'm like, no, I actually present a show that does this and this, and she does this show. And it turns out that this guy was actually one of the producers of one of the biggest shows in the country, right? No way. Wait.
This is crazy.
So within that conversation, I think what I took away from that was when he said, eventually we're going to move from TV and everybody's going to be watching everything online.
He said this 10 years
he
ago.
He said this, in 2016. So I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, and that sounds great and everything, like, yeah, can't wait to get to that time. And now we're here. Now we're actually here. So it goes back to that thing of, it is a new wave, but somebody already saw it 10 years ago. When I started podcasting in South Africa, I never knew that everybody would be having a podcast now. We looked crazy when we did. It's like, why are people sitting with mics there in the street? Why, what are you guys doing, And we looked ridiculous. People made fun of us at the time, but one of us, between myself and my then producer, we saw this idea and believed in this idea, and we're like, no, we're also going to do this actually. Why not? And we did that, and literally you open your phone and there's a million podcasts everywhere.
Guys, visionaries.
Right?
I really think that the arts industry, I
Yes.
don't know.
No,
It's
absolutely.
Yes. You understand that? Jonga, there's this force guiding you.
Yeah.
You know exactly what it is that you need to do when you need to do it.
Yes.
And you will do it right.
True.
When you do it. So
that is why everybody who's in the industry always says, you have to have a calling to have it. You don't just find somebody who doesn't have the love or the calling for it. Everybody who's in the industry, I promise you, you'll find people are like, okay, you know what, I'm going to go to corporate because, this is not paying me, or it's not, and then they'll go to corporate. They'll be miserable. They'll be good at it, but then they'll be like, my heart is there.
Yeah.
I want to go back there. And
that's incredible. It's so important that you say that. It's so wonderful that you say that, Ndaze. It also brings me back to the idea that it's because of these visionary leaders that we have, the people that have walked. You are currently walking a path for the next, that's yet to come, to these conversations of that, to actually not face the exact same challenges. They will now have tools to know how to deal with these certain challenges. And I really love this. We have gifts that are so powerful. They impact the nation. They impact the economy.
Yes.
I mean, I think as far as it goes is nowadays like the new wave. It comes, new wave, I'm in love with the new wave. Like it comes with, we talk about ownership now.
True.
We no longer say that we want to be part of that show. True. We say we want to have our own shows.
Yes.
Like we did here on Offset. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you did on in your journey. There's so many more things that we also need to talk about. You also dabbled in pageantry. You even won the crowd. Girl, I'm going to get back to that. I want to talk about something right now that is so important, right? I really want to know from you, what part of you, excites you, the most about being part of this new wave? But I think also that answer, please, it goes into my question that I want to ask you from my heart.
Okay.
How do you prepare, really? How do you prepare for a role, especially when it's emotionally or physically demanding? I think that the new wave have so many ways that they are teaching people via social media.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing their things on TikTok. They're doing their things on Instagram. And a lot of people are learning and they're taking tips from that. And I think that with our industry, people need to also understand that there is an on and off. Mm-hmm. How do you balance? How do you prepare? How do you make sure that you now are going to step into this professional setting and you're going to execute?
I think it's an easy answer, but it's also very complex, right? First and foremost, I'm a thespian.
Yeah.
That's how I prepare. So meaning I respect what I do, meaning I understand the character that I'm playing, meaning that if it is time for me to step onto set and stay true to character, that's what I'm going to do.
Yes. And that's what you do.
Thank you. You know what I mean? So it means I'm going to go do that. It means that, for example, I've spent, this is my third year with Mamiki. And I promise you, I could be having the worst day ever. But immediately when I get onto
step
set,
into Mamiki,
no matter how terrible I'm feeling, no matter how bad things are outside of set, but immediately when I step into that, I need to forget that so I need to stick to who Mamiki is. I need to actually bring her alive because she's not going through those things. Kamo is, So what I do is, as soon as I step into work, as soon as I tag and I sign in, everything that has to do with me personally has to be put on pause for a second, and I need to focus on this person and what she's doing for the day and all the scenes that she's doing for the day. So if it means that she's got 10 scenes back to back where she's just crying the whole time, I need to focus my energy on why she's crying. And I really do this as much as I possibly can. Maybe I've cheated at once, you know. But for the rest of the time, if there's a situation like that where I have scenes and it's just like a storyline where she's just sad and she's crying and she's depressed and whatnot, I need to literally be sad as my Miki and not do the whole method thing. Nothing wrong with that, guys. I'm not attacking anybody, just saying. You know, but it's more of me not opening up my own personal wounds to now be able to fulfill this scene that I have to shoot because my Miki is going through something, you know. So it's really just understanding what your character Bible was from the beginning when you went to that audition. You said you will work under pressure very well, so work under the pressure cooker very well.
But and they ask you, are you able to cope under pressure?
Jonga, I'll do it.
Sisi, do what you said you were going to do.
Exactly.
You also touch a very important part, you know, of education.
Yes.
That's so important. That most people would like to always, you know, keep on the far end, you know, of things that, you know what, I don't need to go to school. I can do this, you know, but you said this in the beginning of this interview or of this chat that there are certain things that you learned at school, you know, that you could not have learned by yourself.
Yes.
So can we really shed light on the importance of education? Because we also need to understand, right? Like you're saying, we're stepping into character.
Yes.
It involves research. And as a person who would have been trained, you would know how to, you know, initiate your research, and also, you know, you will sort of have like grounds on the type of research that you get into now, because now you're trained by professionals to be a professional.
Yes.
So what's the importance of actually being trained and being professional?
You know, a lot of the times people like to mistaken or to quickly want to disagree or defend, you know, or say bad, you know, without really fully understanding what we're saying, you know. The importance of having a certain amount of training, you know, or...
I like that. She's such a presenter.
You know?
I love that. Like that about her. Disclaimer, guys. You are on point.
Thank you.
You really are. Like right now we're having
10
a conversation.
years, guys.
Yes, 10 years, guys. I mean, what did I expect? What did I expect? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry to disturb you there.
No worries. So the importance of having some sort of training, right, is... you will get two people that come in to audition for the same role, both good looking. Maybe they even look the same. Maybe they sound the same. They're the same height. They speak the same as well, right? But now the difference is one got some sort of training and the other one didn't. You understand? Ooh. So when you go to audition, who do you think the producers are going to choose?
The trained
first?
one.
Do you get what
Qualified
I mean?
one.
Because at the end of the day, a production, yes, we're telling stories. It's an art that we love to do and all of that. But at the end of the day, we're running a business, babe. So if we're saying we're 12 hours on the clock and right now you still don't know what first position is, Jonga, and we can't drop scenes because right now you don't know what first position is, or you don't know what after lunch checks are, or you know. So it's that is why that is also important, because it's not just about somebody teaching you how to maneuver your emotions or maneuver you know, how do you network it, or it's you actually also getting to learn the language. You understand what I mean? It's you getting to learn certain things that are acceptable and things that are unacceptable, you know, within the industry itself. Because nobody wants to get to say to what's that now, guys? What is, you know, and you just like, you know, now you lost, and you don't even know what is going on, you know. So sometimes it's really important to also understand those things, just the basics, you know, apart from the technical side of things. But training is very important, whether you go to like an institution of some sort, if it's a private school, a public school, or a community center.
That's
you
true.
know. The point is, Bontate John Kani,
And these opportunities are there.
Yes, they are there.
Yeah.
You know, they had that. You know, back then they had Kimang Memantulu who's on Skim Sam now, and a whole lot of them. You know what I mean? They had a whole group of them, and they did their teachings, and they were taught how to act, how to perform, how to, you know, to speak clearly and articulate. You know,
Yeah.
like things like that, movement, all of that. So it's not even about you going to this particular place, or the point is for you to get some sort of training from somebody who knows what it is that they're doing, so that even when you go in there and somebody gives you a fighting chance, you take it with everything that you've got and you give it the best that you can.
Wow, this is so incredible, Kamo. This is an important chat that we're having right here, right? I really think that I maintain my status. Lumtana Lona, she is such you're so strong-willed, right? And in your acting, you're giving me, now we speak of the legends about Tatu John Khan.
Yes.
Can you tell us the truth, Ntombazana? Did you not get those pearls of, did you not get the training from the original Taiwan, the original number ones, diehards? Because you're giving that as well, right? Hence, we're celebrating 10 years with you today. Did you not? Did you not get training from those?
If anything, I wish, but yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Well, you know what? It's so important, right? You say that it is important to also, you know, now we almost speak of people like that can start off as mentors to you, and then you can obviously, you know, graduate into getting into the profession of what it is that you want to do. And I think it's very much of an important chat that we're having.
Yes.
I think in every community, in any community, you can seek help and you can find it. If you really want to find it, you will find it.
Yes.
So I've mentioned my favorite, which is Mamiki, obviously,
Yes.
and you've mentioned your favorite too. But you know what? I did mention, guys, I'm going to ask these questions. I did say that Ukamu, she's such a presenter. So talking about presenter, let's not forget presenting.
Yes.
Talking about presenting. Do you have, just want to know from you, because you've done a couple of shows, and I
Yes.
know as a presenter, you have a specific area of presenting that you would prefer to be in. Do you, like, you know, if we could go sports, if we could go entertainment, if we go current affairs, do you see a space in any particular, or you'll just ace it if you're given the job?
Give me a job to present and I will show you. That's it, honestly speaking. I
You
ended
don't have
up
a favorite?
knowing about science and technology against my will, but because it was a part of the job, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, listen, babes, this is a science and technology
Girl.
show. So, and the thing is, with shows like
Took
that.
you back to high school.
No, I had no choice but to remember, you know,
Yeah, what you
Mister,
did
you
there
understand.
in natural science class.
Exactly. So you learn. You literally have to learn these things. You have to learn how detergent is made. You have to learn like the chemicals in there, because you'll be speaking with a teacher in a certain segment. There's no auto cue in the school because you're doing the interview at the school, you know. So you're sitting with the teacher there, and you have to engage with them when they're like, okay, so when you take water and you mix it and then you take two, and you're like, oh no, I see. And then what about? So you're not just asking questions as per script, but you're actually asking because you're actually learning something. So if I could do science and technology, and that wasn't even my strongest point in high school, you know, then trust me, it means I'm a damn good presenter and I can take anything.
Yes, Indon, and presenting has naturally shown me that the idea of life, this is it. Like presenting, we can't hide anything.
Hundreds.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is real talk, right?
Yeah.
And this is how I know that you're such an incredible person.
Thank you.
With Western stories and our stories here, African stories.
Yes.
Do you think that there's even a highlight that we can bring out there to say there is a difference? It's 2025 now, you know. Is there a difference for you? What is that difference if you see it between Western and our work here in Mzansi, Africa?
In terms of how we shoot or how we tell our stories?
Our stories. I wanted to say that. Storytelling. In terms of our storytelling.
You know, I think it's a bit tricky for that one, because the one biggest, and I don't want to say mistake, but I will say mistake, is that we've allowed the Western people to tell our stories for too long, whereas we can never tell their stories. You understand? The minute we try to tell their stories, it's, no, but you didn't even get the accent correct. That's not how you say howdy, partner. You know, why doesn't she have a Southern American accent? You know, but with us, they come here like, wongo ban, and you're like, well, guys, like, you know what I mean?
Like,
so
Dabo Mubeki,
you know,
Dabo Mubeki, really?
You know, a mandala, you know
Holy
what I mean?
Selassie.
Come
Are you kidding me?
Come
Holy
on.
Selassie, Holy Hlahla, Nelson
Precisely.
Mandela.
Exactly my
So
point.
it's
so
very-
it's very tricky in that particular sense, because if we could tell our own stories
Yeah.
with the resources that the Western people have, oh my goodness. But you know what? We don't even need those, because what we have already is it's more than enough. We're doing very well with what we have. We've got the tools, the resources, the talent. We've got it, man. We're good.
She said it before I open a can of worms. I'm going to leave this Western thing, right? I know that there's so much more that all of you guys want to find out about Kamo. There's so much more I want to find out, and we're going to play a game later on in the show.
Games.
That's gonna get us to understand Kamo a little bit more, and also get to see it, because this game is actually improvisation.
Yeah,
It's an improvisation
Oh, I love
game.
improvisation.
I know you do. Kamo, I really love the fact that you're this type of person. You're a humble person, and you're a professional,
you.
and you went through with getting the guidance that you needed, and you went through with following your dreams.
Yes.
Today you're celebrating 10 years.
Yes.
Please, as a young actress, because we do know that this industry is a very challenging one.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to us the challenges that you faced navigating this industry and how you've overcome them, because there's so many of these young girls wanting to go there and do mamiki, but please tell them not to do mamiki. They can do
They can
the
do something
other,
else.
the other role. Yeah.
Not mamiki. You know, the industry has so many challenges, man. And the thing is, these challenges, the real challenges, the ones that actually get artists to be where they are, when the viewers and the audiences only get to see them when they're there, are the challenges that a lot of people are afraid to talk about. You know what I mean? Otherwise, everybody will give you can have a million actors in this space here, and ask them what are the challenges. And chances are they'll all give you the same answers, because they're all the safe answers. These are the answers that will make sure that you didn't get yourself blacklisted.
Ivapa.
You understand what I mean? That sort of thing. But the artists, the people within the industry, they know what the challenges are. I'll just give you just one, not so generic, but a very honest one is, it's not as glamorous as it looks, guys. It is fulfilling. If like I said, that this is for people who have a calling. If you love it and you understand it, you will ace it and you will nail it.
Don't just see mamiki and
Don't
say I also
100%. Yes, these are people with real feelings. These are people that are real human beings. And as much as you also say, I've got a thing for numbers. I love numbers. I love accounting. They have a thing for performing arts, for telling stories, for creating life. You understand? People that are in the industry are very spiritual people, and nobody can ever tell me otherwise. So with that, some of the challenges are the fact that the industry is really not all so glamorous. There are a lot of challenges. There are more challenges than the pretty parts than people actually do know. And that is why even now, and I'm just saying, guys, I'm like, understand what we are all seeing on the socials here.
Yes.
I'm just saying, and that is why you will find even now, a lot of actors are coming out with, I don't have money, I don't have this. The last time I had a job was this, and then you'll get the viewers who don't fully understand, who are like, we are tired of giving these people money. Why can't they find money like other people? Why can't they get a job? Why can't they apply for? And you're like, you see, but then that's the thing. Like, our world is so different from your world, guys. It is so much more different. For example, we work 12 hours a day, standard contract. You work 9 to 5. You understand?
Guys, and
like,
the show
it's different.
only ends for 30 minutes.
And it's
not
only
even 30 minutes, probably 26 or 24
26 minutes, 4 minutes for the advertisers.
So understand you'll be spending 12 hours per day on set.
That's just one of the challenges, that it is very hard. We work long hours. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to really be sick, because if you're sick and you need to finish shooting that scene and whatnot, now we can't you understand?
What now?
The show has to go on.
Yeah.
That's a real saying, So there's a lot of challenges.
There is
a lot of challenges.
There is this show, popular show. I mean, we all grew up watching it. 8 p.m. number one spot. We all went there and we watched it. And the crazy thing is that I like to just add a bit on to my research when I do my research about actors.
Lovely.
And I recently watched that show again.
Yes.
I went to watch it, and the day I watched it, I think it was last week or even, I don't know, man, beginning of the month, where I saw one of my favorite actors, Ndiyamthanda unamhla ungunamhla pha.
Okay,
Ndiyamthanda,
yes,
man,
yes.
yebo Ndiyamthanda.
Yes.
Ubuyile,
Yes.
usisi, ubuyile pha.
Yes.
And ubuyile pha kula show, and I watched it and I was just like, this is so incredible. Do you know what they did? They picked up where she left off.
Do you get what I mean?
Yabo.
Do you get what I mean?
I was like, wow.
Yes.
This is incredible
Yes.
storytelling.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yes.
Because she left for Russia. Now she's coming back and she's saying, "Hayi ke utata ndamncedisa pha ebefuna udutyulwe Russia." You understand?
Yes.
And I was like, this makes so much sense to me because this is continuation.
True.
And this is what you're talking about now.
Yes.
And that is so much important for us to understand that element. So getting to the points where people do not understand, I know that there are other uncomfortable things in the public that happens to us.
Yes.
It's in English, like from against our will.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to know from you, like, you have this opportunity of that person. Like I said, I'm gonna meet you at the mall, girl, and I'm gonna say, "Mommy," you know. Do you like that? Are there things that you would like to outline, highlight, and say, guys, I really appreciate you, but please don't touch me there.
Present celebrities. So it's like present dads. So there's present celebrities.
Present celebrities.
So I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to speak for anybody, but I want to say that some of the things that have been discussed or have been brought to light, or things that we have witnessed, some of those things are very relatable, right?
Yeah.
I believe that young man, when he said what he said,
Yeah.
he was saying,
He said what he said.
You can come for me, guys, it's fine. But at the end of the day, me, I don't lie. You know, I don't lie.
Do you agree with him?
You know?
I think it was rude.
At the end of the day, let me tell you, he said what he said in that moment because that's exactly how he
you
felt, right?
Yeah.
However, I don't think the tone was correct.
The delivery,
You know,
and
the
the tone.
delivery was not correct.
You do not talk
understand
to
what
us
I
like
mean?
we are, I don't know what.
You understand
Bro,
what I mean?
We're not peasants. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I mean,
you know?
we also have to respect
True.
the very same people that support you, because
Truthful.
if us as the supporters, we weren't there, would
Yes.
you as
you
the
be
talent
there?
be there? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like I say,
100%.
you have many shows that have views. Some people watch that show because of Mami Iki. Do you know what I'm saying? And you bring up the views. That's why the show is there. It continues because of Mami Iki.
Thank you.
So now, if Mami Iki now is going to bash the same people that watch because of Mami Iki,
You know what? It's not. That's why I wanted to make the reference with the musician guy. You know, like what he's saying is honestly what a lot of people feel.
Okay.
You understand?
What do you feel?
It's what a lot of people feel, and it's just the delivery in how he said it that people did not receive
Yeah.
it well. It's not like I'm an audience and your viewers and your fans and
Yeah.
supporters are really stupid or anything like that. It's just a matter of, you know, like we can understand. I mean, we've had people that have had like bad days, and you find viewers and audiences saying that no, but people also have feelings. These people are human as well.
They're
you know,
human.
so they're human and they do understand. But with this particular person, I guess it was just in the way that he delivered it. Me personally, as Kamo, oh my goodness,
yes, yes,
You
I really
know?
want to know. I really think that it's important for us to dive into that
Yeah.
specific chat, because
Yes.
people need to understand, guys. I really hate social media, Gwamnane, because I look at social media and I look at these people, and to be honest, I'm not trying to offend anyone, and they think
yes.
they are what they think they are.
Yes.
And girl, you are what you think you are. But they think they are what they think they are,
Yes.
and they think they are above the
Yes.
rest of us.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
And then it becomes too much. It goes to the head.
True.
TikToker sensation,
Yes.
Instagram YouTube sensation.
Yes, 100%.
Can we stop?
100%.
You know, like
I get that.
humanity.
Yes.
Were you raised well enough? Are you going to now show us the type of horrible? Let me
But
not
also,
say.
Tisha, I wanna, you know what?
Let me calm down.
Yes, please calm down, because also I want to call you out a little bit on that, right? I want to call you out a little bit
Okay.
on that, right? Because now, if you are your speech and you've got this show and everybody's watching it,
Yeah.
right? And you just found out like just 2 days ago that your cousin passed away, or your cousin is sick and they're in hospital, you know, and you guys were so close, but the show has to go on, and unfortunately, there's nobody here. You know, we can quickly go and get a battery and whatever, and you're the only person who can do that.
Yeah.
And you walk into that mall.
Yeah.
You have to shoot, because at the end of the day, Babata this episode by the end of the week. You
Yeah,
understand? So
yeah.
you have to deliver that.
Yeah.
And you're the only person available. Lisa is not here. Nobody else is
Yes.
here. You have to do it. You get that? And you go there, and then you find somebody who's on some, oh my God, speech, I love your work so much. Do you understand what I
I'm like,
mean?
girl,
so
diyagoa,
you get what I mean?
diyagoa,
So
mntase.
does that person have a right to say, oh, speech unahana ubitirwe na ndambona lexesha like umuntu uhambela phezulu and kanti they
Yeah.
don't understand
I
that
feel you.
you're actually going through. So sometimes we also need to understand that every single person you see on TV is just as human as you are. Personally, I don't have an issue with people coming to me. I get it all the time. You know, like I don't even. Oh man, everything I do online now.
Yes,
you know, unless
yes.
if I don't have a choice. You know,
I really don't want to miscommunicate what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say as well, right?
yeah.
I think that it is so important for all these sensations,
Yes.
social media sensations. I mean, there are professionals at it as well.
Yeah.
It is so important for us to stick to being humane,
100.
stick to respect.
100.
Respect others, let them respect you back.
100%.
Let's just start there.
100%.
Because now we can't, because you have 1 million followers, we need to now bow down and kiss your feet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, first of all, we have Mamiki here standing for 10 years
You're
and above.
giving me so much
She's
credit.
got so many shows that are standing because of the characters, the resilience of the characters that she's gone
you.
into. And this
Thank
also
you.
takes me back, right? We spoke about this, but I really want us to slightly go back about this, right? We spoke about mentors and the
Yes.
importance of being professional and going and getting trained. Would you say that you have or had someone like a mentor or someone that advised you to say, no, mdase, ungahambi kanje Kamo, yenza kanje, or, you know, did you have that type of guidance? Or do you have it?
I had, and I believe I still have it. It's just that because we're both in the industry, we're both so busy and we hardly ever see each other, you know. I have this lady who means the world to me. Like, she means so much to me. Her name is Patricia Boyer,
Okay.
right? She was my lecturer.
Okay.
In varsity.
Shout out lecturer.
Right. Hey, mom. You know, and I remember when Patricia came, she didn't, we didn't start the year with her, right? So she had come in like in the middle and they were like, this new lecturer, guys, she's coming through and she's so tough and, you know. And when that lady came, it's like she hated me. I was just like, what does this woman have against me? Like every single thing I do, like it's not good enough. What is wrong with this lady, you know?
And this is your
she
favorite lecturer now.
And this is literally my favorite human in the world, you know?
Oh, wow.
So she was so hard on me and I understood why she was so hard on me, you know? Even some of the teachings that she would give me were things that she had prepared me for when I was still in varsity and I didn't understand. And even now, in the 10 years in the industry.
She saw the raw
She did.
diamond in you.
I thank you so much. I really think, I swear to God, I promise you, she really did, you know, and she just had so much patience, you know, she just like, that woman is just incredible. She played, I don't know what her character name was, but she was on lockdown. She was the white lady in jail, you know. She's the lady who did the chicken licking ad,
Guys,
the
do
other
you see how she
Orania. and-
brightens up when she's talking about someone else? Does that tell you anything about... Yeah.
Thank you. So she's that lady who was that for me. You know, I know that if I had to be a bit stuck within the industry and be like, listen, Patricia, I don't know what to do, mom. What do it? She would definitely come through and be like, come here, let's have a chat and let's see what we can do about it. Or call me or you know. But everything that I do and how I maneuver around it within the acting space in the industry is because of the teachings of that lady.
Oh, wow. This is absolutely incredible. I really, truly... this is why I did Offset.
Yeah.
I never had that, you know. And I wish to have... Oh, no, do not be emotional because I'm going to cry too.
We're all gonna cry.
Like, bro, it's so important for everyone to have that in
Yes.
their lives. May it be professional or even personal life.
Yes.
You know, I think that as a young black gay man,
Yes.
I never had
Yeah.
any guidance in any area.
Yeah.
And then as a young black talent, South African young black talent, I never had any guidance anyway. I never knew how to navigate. You know, like, you know what, I'm not going to dive.
So it's
in.
always
This is-
been you on your own.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have decided to put it up on myself that I need to be that someone
Yeah.
that I needed
Yes.
to someone. I don't know who, but Offset is the beginning of that. And when I was on a kids show, Hexagon 3, SABC 3, the messages that I got from those kids, like you said, you're generally punting your lines for a science link or, you know, a science segment, and you didn't know much about that. But what you said
Yeah.
sparked something in that kid's life. They decided they want to be a scientist.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? Those kind of messages, for me, it also shows me that for real, man, it's not my own.
Absolutely.
Because I said that because I thought it was I thought I was just saying my script.
But you're actually doing
Not
more
knowing
than
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the joys that I think we also need to not forget about being in the position that we are in currently. As creatives, we need to understand that really our creativity is limitless.
True.
Now we're going into, like, we're talking about the new wave, right? We're making money in other ways.
Yes.
We're making other means of making money.
Yes.
Just imagine. I think, Mamiki,
Because you don't have a choice but to learn.
You understand
in
that?
this industry.
you understand that? I love this. I love this evolution. I love this evolution that we are part of. What is your take on, monetization and ownership of your craft, your work, and what is your take on someone who really understands that they're really talented at this? I mean, we get your TikTok sensations,
Yes.
right? And they never knew that if they put their work out there, they can really make money with it. And it's so evident. It happens every day.
Yes.
How do you feel about this evolution that we're part of?
If anything, I think what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking,
Yeah.
what a time to be alive. Because
Yeah.
I remember there's a time when I did this one show and I was interviewing this guy, right? So he's a musician, right? And he was talking about, and I think at the time I was still so clueless. I mean, not entirely clueless, but I just didn't understand it, And he was talking about, as an artist, he writes his own music, he produces his own music, shoots his own music videos, his now wife was always there assisting and helping out, making sure that everything is going well and so on and so on. But the one mistake that artists always forget to do, and he was speaking for musicians, is that they forget to own their stuff. They forget to own their stuff. So when I even asked him, like, so how do we own our stuff? Because I also want to own my stuff. It's like you need to learn the business side of things. And believe you me, learning the business side of things is not easy. It is not easy. And I think that's the downfall of a lot of creatives, because you see so much admin and you see so much work and you're like,
This IT need-
yeah, exactly. So you're like, where do I even begin? And you're just like, it's fine. I'll just get someone to manage me. I'll just get someone to, to do this for me and I'll just pay them. But you actually don't realize that it's so much more important for you to take, take a leap of faith and take the first step and learn how to actually do that, so that you don't find yourself saying that when I need to go to Speech's house and record a song, now I must take my own scarf tin and pay for electricity. You understand? Like, now it's not because Speech did the work. Whatever, I've got a studio, I've got my, so if you want my skill set and you will pay for it, take it or leave it, So being able to learn about that, that no one can tell you about what is your IP. No one can ever tell you anything about that. You can do with it whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean?
Like, this is so important. I always watch DJ Maporisa's lives.
What is that?
I don't know why you laugh like that, but like I had it in me. I was like, this guy makes me laugh so hard. DJ Maporisa is the GOAT, okay? The greatest of all time.
The Grootman.
The Grootman.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. And you know what? DJ Maporisa, there's a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
This is the conversation that we're having right now, that people also have. Hey, Mamela man, know your stuff. I'm gonna leave that chat. Yeah. Know your stuff.
Leave it.
Yeah. No, that's not our cup.
I didn't mention names though.
No, she didn't.
I didn't.
She didn't. So leave that chat.
Yes.
Know your stuff.
Yes.
Go forth. You know what I'm saying? You will definitely succeed.
But it's important though. It's important
is.
Because if you also want to be like that,
it is so important.
You're going to have to learn.
Yeah.
Like if you know your things, no one can tell you anything. And
that's true.
And that's the truth.
Well, jumping back into the thespian.
Yes.
Right? Kamo.
Yes.
Love you so much.
Thank you.
You've
Same.
mentioned, and we've also mentioned here on the show, some of the characters that you've played on different shows and different productions. There's so many. And I was just saying to my producer that I don't think that there's a character ulumdana Ukamo that she hasn't portrayed. But then he was like, ask her, right?
Yeah.
Is there a character that you still wish to pursue, and if you could explain it to us. I mean, I think you've done quite a lot. There was this character that you did. You've been a nurse before, right?
Yes.
And we were just celebrating International Nurse Day, and I thought of you.
Really?
I was like, well, she's not a real nurse. That's how good you played the role.
Oh my God.
Right? You played the role because I think when it comes to being a nurse, now you have to learn the medical terms.
Yes.
Now you have to dive deep into the research.
Yeah.
This is so serious, guys. It's not child's play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is how proud I can feel when you are, introducing yourself. You're such a professional.
Thank you.
You go in there and you do your work.
Yes.
So, are there any roles that you think that you still need to execute, or you would wish you wish to pursue, like a character yokuba serial killer or something?
That is actually such a good question, because had you asked me this a week ago, I probably would have had time to actually think about it and be like, actually, this is what I want to do. But in my own time, in my own space, when I'm thinking about actually, if I'm having conversations with my partner and we have these conversations about acting and there'll be moments where I actually do think to myself, like, what do I still need to do? Because I've played a villain who was a witch. I've played the nurse, I've played a villain who, who killed. Well, actually, what we were doing is we were retelling the story of Oscar Pistorius, where I was playing the Oscar Pistorius as the black woman, as a black woman, who's really, so I actually did that. That was the first season of that was the first episode of the third season of Sokulu and Partners. So I was the Oscar Pistorius in that story. So I was the villain who killed a partner for money, and I've played the ditzy girl, which is Mamiki. I've played the cute, innocent hotel manager, which was Mapule. I've played a schoolgirl. Oh my Lord. But I don't think I've actually, I don't know what I haven't played.
Yo, Ndichilo. Guys, Ndichilo, like when I was talking to my team, I was like, guys, Umamiki, Ukamu, she has done it all. But at the same time, I think there's so much more. There's so much more.
Maybe a doctor.
There's so much more out there waiting. And
maybe a doctor.
Maybe a
or maybe
doctor.
just a bad person,
Ooh.
Maybe a
'Cause
villain
you've never-
without the spirituality and stuff. Maybe just a bad person. Maybe a serial killer. That would be nice.
oh, she's giving that
You know,
up. Do you guys see that?
that would be very interesting, Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Wow, incredible that we even speak about that. Wow. We've got 5 minutes to go into the news or the game.
Everything.
Okay.
Oh, 5
listen,
minutes is so small.
This is so incredible when I AP, ne? We go into a chat and it unearths something else. Yeah. Do you think you being spiritually gifted or spiritually received has any impact in your work at all?
That's actually a very good question. Yeah. I think in my work, in terms of the work that I deliver, or
everything that you touch,
I think it definitely does. I think it does, because I don't know if this happens for everybody, but what I've realized is that for me, if I have a certain character that I'm portraying at that time, it's so crazy. It's usually something that's aligned with what's happening in my life. So even when I came back from Ephetweni, all the stories of that. Even when I came back Ephetweni and things were so hectic, I hadn't been working for like a very long time. And the first character I got was on Muvhango, and I was playing Master, which was that lady, the owner of Ama Boys, and that's just after I came back from Ephetweni. And I was like, what the hell, I remember even how I got that job. When I went to the audition, I just went there, everything was just working against me. And the only thing one of the guys said, who came to fetch me, was, if something is yours, it's yours. What's meant for you is meant for you. That's all he said. And that time I was just like, hey, let me just audition, at least I'm here, and then the next thing, right then and then, on the spot, after all of us had auditioned, they were like, babes, you got the job. And I'm like, what? Me? Oh my God, Wow. So I believe that definitely it has a lot to do with it. It is definitely a big part of it. I mean, I feel energies at work. The character I'm currently playing of Mamiki herself, Mamiki really doesn't have many problems. She's just the girl who's just trying to find herself and get her bag.
Jolly,
and she's just
happy-go-lucky.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would be lying if I said that I am not where she is. I feel like everybody has challenges, obviously, daily challenges here and there. But in general, I'm in a very good space. I don't really have problems that I would like to think I have. If anything, I've got so many more answered prayers. And that's where I'm living in right now more than anything else.
I feel like you're in a grateful space.
Yes, 100% yes.
You're in a grateful space. And that is so amazing and so profound because you really, I think for me, don't know about other people, spirituality is definitely connected to everything we touch.
Sure.
That we can't run away from that, right? Sure. But now I want to know, like, is there a way to channel, what you want to, bring it into existence?
Just manifest.
Manifestation, right?
And manifesting might sound so hard, but honestly speaking, all it takes is a bit of faith. And let me tell you, something about faith is
it's deep.
Don't cry.
You have to get to a point where you've got nothing but faith. And when all you have is faith, that's how you manifest, because that's all you have.
And that's so profound. That's so amazing. It's so incredible because it comes to you as a person as well that pray, bro, pray. You had to pray for this. You obviously got the instruction or the warning, but pray.
Yeah.
But immediately when you prayed, you found yourself out of that trouble or out of that
100%.
situation.
Well, sometimes you need to find yourself in the trouble so you can actually know how strong you are.
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually see how powerful you are and how great you are. Because had it not been for the trouble, you would have never known exactly what you are. If anything, everybody else in the room would have been like, speech, it's just nothing, until you got into something that they cannot even fathom and you got out of it.
Shit.
So sometimes it's very necessary to get into the dark side of things and actually see how dark the world is. And that's why we have a yin and a yang.
Wow.
Right? There has to be some sort of balance. You can never
understand?
you can never be happy and understand and appreciate what happiness is unless if you've been hurt and you've been sad. You'll never understand the value of happiness if you don't understand the other side of things. So up until you get to the bottom and the only thing you have is faith, that's when you will actually know what it's like to manifest. That's when you'll know the power that you have.
Yeah.
And that if you want a BM now, you can get a BM now.
Yeah. Wow. That is so beautiful. That is incredible. That is profound. That is so true. That is so spot on. To that girl, to that young girl that's watching you, and against all odds, she also believes that she can reach a certain point of her career, of her personal life, or, different respective career fields. We don't necessarily have to focus on acting, guys, but obviously this is a podcast for actors, so but to that young girl, what would you say to her when she really wants to pursue something in their lives against all the odds? There's so many odds that we can discuss.
Yes.
Our living conditions, our economy, everything, lifestyle, where you are born, the family you are born into, which you did not ask for as well.
Right?
The opportunities that people have.
Yeah. Listen, if you want something, it's really not impossible. Yeah. You understand? And I'm going to go back to what that guy said when I was doing my audition. What's meant for you will always find you one way or another. And I believe that in most cases, usually what's meant for us is usually what we want, even if we don't think, you know what I mean? But you want something that God already has put in you for you to want and for you to love. So when something is meant for you, it will come to you. And look here, if you can dream it and you can think it, and you really want it that badly, if you feel like we're stuck halfway through that, it will come to you and will meet you halfway. That's it. So you don't really have to give into unnecessary things. All you have to do is just remember who you are. Remember what your strengths are more than your weaknesses. Look at everybody. Look, if you get a moment of forgetting how powerful and how strong you are. Or you look at, Mtanasa next door, they have this and I don't have that. They've got the resources and I don't have the resources. There are so many people. Google is for free now. Just go to the mall, connect your phone, get onto Wi-Fi. You understand? And Google people that actually had nothing and they are where they are. And you will see so many legendary people who had nothing and they are where they are right now. So if they can do it at that time where there was no TikTok, what's stopping you from doing that when you've got free Wi-Fi?
Hey.
So all you have to do is know what it is that you want, believe in it, believe in yourself more than anything. And believe you me, it will all work itself out. You just have to put in the work that you can. You guys.
Like goosebumps all over. I know that you guys probably saw that I was holding my tears back. We're about to wrap up this part of the show. Yes. We're going to get into the game and then obviously what's trending. We're going to talk about what's trending. But before we close this off, right, we all know Umamiki and we love Umamiki. Yes. We know her as...
Some danger.
You understand? We know her as that person in front of the camera, right? But are there any chances of Umamiki... Mamiki going, behind the scenes, let's say producing, writing, directing. What is it going forward? The future is now.
Okay. So what I'll say is, without answering the question, but with answering the question without answering the question.
We understand? Safe zone.
Yes. So what I can say is actually just year before Mamiki, I'll tell you what Kamo did, right? So
Yes.
Kamo had about a week to bring together about 10 students and 10 teachers, and she had to shoot that film within a space of a week. In that, she had to produce that show and she had to AD on that show. That Kamo is the same person who plays Mamiki. Oh, by the way, that film is called Choose Your Fate and it has been in cinemas. My work.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shit.
Shout out to me.
Kamo.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
There have been awards won. There have been nominations being done. There have been shows that are standing. And I will say this personally because of Kamo. There are your own projects that are running because of Kamo. And now you drop this bomb on us.
I just had to.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think they know you, but they don't. That's the thing, Just when they think they know you, just take a sharp cap and be like, oh, by the way. Now
Shot
you
left.
know.
Hashtag shot left.
Yes.
I like that. Thank God for Offset podcast.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, right, now we have that opportunity to ask. People think they know, like,
Well, people always think they know.
hey, bo. Hey, bo.
Yes.
So then going forward, is there anything that we left out? Maybe you have a couple of what is going on, what's going to come on now for Kamo. We know that you are still in the Mamiki character.
Yes, very much so.
Yes. And also, please, I'm sorry, I keep on stopping you. Gonna stop you for this one.
That's okay.
Mamela, before she went on to a pageant.
And did what?
And she won the crown.
What?
Show me.
No way.
Girl. Domazani. You win.
No way.
What?
No way.
You didn't win. You won. Choma, I saw you. You won. You are Miss Dondoni.
No.
Am I wrong?
Sorry, am I wrong?
Choma, please tell us.
Okay, just the correction on that. The pageant is Mamiki. Right, that's the pageant. Mamiki won 7 times. So that was me being true to character. The only pageant I won in real life, I think I was, 6 years old. And I won Miss Shawela by nepotism, guys. I am being honest. So yes, I won by nepotism and that was
That looked so real.
I know, right?
Dude, that looks so real. That was you in character?
That was me in character.
Dude, you won that.
Yes, 7 times. And
But
I won through the picture also.
Bruh, but I could also see it for you. I think you truly are a winner. You
Thank
truly are a winner. I
you.
do
Thank
see that
you.
for you. Because I was like, no, she definitely won this. No,
Yeah.
guys, she won this.
In the story, yes.
Like, I was shocked.
Thank
I was
you.
very shocked. We're going to move into the game, guys. Thank you so much for keeping it locked to Offset. Stay tuned. I really want you to run it up. I mean, this is, like I said, it's all about numbers. If the numbers are going up, we stay on. So keep it locked. Keep it locked. Now, of course, we're going to go. Am I going to go into the news or the game
Let's
directly?
go to the game.
To the game first. All right. I have the info here. I don't know if you have it on your phone.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna give you a character. Yeah.
Okay, so let's let's
okay.
introduce the game first, right? Can you please introduce the game to us? So we call it
It's there on the script.
What do we call it?
Improvisation. Just go to the last page.
OMG. Okay. The rapid fire. No.
Oh, the first one, improvisation, scenario, something.
Nancy Debona Scene Improv Challenge, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how it works, right? Okay, great, guys. It's the first time that we get to play this game, so please bear with me.
Yes.
This game is called the Scene Improv Challenge. Now, as you know, actors are known for improvisation. They improvise on the spot. And how this game works is we give the actor a short, unexpected scenario. For an example, you're a detective interrogating a talking parrot. You understand? You understand? And then they have to perform a quick improv monologue or dialogue. And lastly, bonus. You or a co-host can act as a scene partner. So I'm also involved.
Okay. if
Yes.
you have the dialogue, you can.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So who's giving out the scenarios? You are.
Okay, me, I'm gonna give you a character, just a character.
Okay.
Then just go now. Maybe remember a scene.
Okay.
And then you just deliver.
Just go with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So
Oh
I'm
my
gonna give you Ayanda Banda from Smoking.
Ayanda Bandla. Guys, why are you doing this to me? Why are you guys doing this to me?
I'm so excited.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Ayanda.
Ooh, okay, so I have to okay, let's hear the rules again.
Let's hear the rules again. So, I'm saying it right. It's written here.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you can just no. What I want, you can just
me-
beside the rules.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, you just take a certain monologue or dialogue
Yes.
in one of her scenes.
Yo.
Here short.
And I must deliver that.
Yeah, and then you must deliver as Ayanda.
Yo. So I have to be
Wow.
Tandiswa.
Yeah, Tandiswa.
Guys-
That's what I'm
Guys,
talking
they
about.
must turn this almost.
Yes. Okay.
Guys, like never uniscatha nabantu manje. This is guys, yo.
Yeah, you're not saying that take your job, you know.
No,
You're gonna take your job.
I would never shave. Like I don't
Yeah.
think, you know. This is so hard.
I fear she'll be too good.
Oh my no. You're the pressure. Okay. Oh, do you have a specific scene? Or
No, I
I
don't.
so
remember,
I have
I
okay.
remember,
Choice.
I remember her walking in. Do you understand? She already killed. Did they kill or kidnap the sister?
And then they kidnapped and killed
Yes.
her.
And then she was walking in, acting as if nothing happened. Molom duam, molom yenwam, dun dun dun
No,
dun.
that one is
You
strong.
understand?
She can pretend.
Yeah, but now she just walked in, but she quickly changed the face because from outside walking in, she was a really angry BI. You understand? She's a really angry BI. Then when she walked in, she was like quickly like, "Molweni nonke endlini."
Okay, let's go. Give us some.
Guys, this is the hardest one. It's not
It is
easy
the
playing
hardest one.
Tandiswa, guys.
not.
Okay,
It's
so-
really not easy.
Okay.
Do you have another one that you can
Okay,
suggest?
let's move on.
I have one.
So from your roles that you have played,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
whether it's from Scandal, Muvhango,
Okay.
even Desire.
Any one of my roles
Yes.
that I have played.
Yes, just give us something
Oh my
from
gosh.
Greed and Desire.
From
Your
Greed
character
and
in
Desire.
Greed and
Okay.
Desire, Yes.
Oh God, why are you guys doing this to me? All right. So this is the scene on from Greed and Desire.
Yes.
And I'm speaking to anybody.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. So you're gonna be my partner.
Okay.
His name was Tukelo.
Uh-huh.
Right. So in this scene, this is a scene.
Is it that nigga with the beard?
That it's the light skinned guy.
Oh,
the light.
okay.
He was.
Sure.
My character was Mapule on Greed
was
and
Mapule,
Desire.
yes.
Yes. So the partner's name was Tukelo, and he used to own a car wash, right? So in this particular scene, what had happened was Tukelo. I can't remember what had happened, but Mapule had fought with her best friend,
Yeah.
Welile, and then she came back home to come vent to Tukelo. You know, during the venting, Welile walks in with a cake, right?
Okay. Ayibo.
So, oh my goodness, I can't. Guys,
So
this
me,
is-
I'm just
this is
standing
it.
there, right?
You're just standing there,
Okay.
listening. No, actually, you can't just. You're Welile. I changed my mind. Can I change my mind?
Okay,
bring the cake.
Yeah, you're the one who's bringing the cake. Yes. So you're going to be the partner. Yes, I'm venting
Me?
to you. You're just listening.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
And then
just gonna
Welile
listen.
comes
Okay,
in,
okay.
right?
Fine,
So you
okay.
decide when to come in.
Okay.
Ne? Okay. Is someone going to cue us? Action.
Milani.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that the action? Hayi jonga mntaze khawube serious.
Okay. Come. Okay.
Ba tsa tokelo ko bolelle ngwana na hampatli ka tseleng we makatsang ko jetse go go tsamaya tsa fafatsa taba tsaka hohle mona hoteleng ha makgethe ke le mapule nna ha ntse be hantle ko jwetse hona jale ko bolelle he batho ba tsaba taba tsaka le mosomi hore he nna mosomi be ntse jwang nna ka etsa jwang kae mafatse le go wena bilaneng sa le utswetsa bashimane ba le ba papalang bolo ba utswetsa mikotla ya bona le di toolkit tsa bona ko jwetse ntho tsa ba bona ngwana no wa bozulwane ne ha ntse be hantle ko jwetse ke re nna o shebe hantle ke mapule tsotetsi ke le haiwane ke le tjena na ko jetse ke makokotang dumela wena yelo bone tsowe
Dumela ausiwe.
dumela ausiwe o tlise kuku ya eng monana
Au, siya celebrate.
re celebrate nya masepa
Au.
Au,
sis,
ha no le mane hoteleng o ntso le busy ntso jwetsa taba tsa ka o di fafatsa o no ntso sa re au o ra jwale o tlisa masepana a kuku ena ya hao monana ke tshwana a tlo jwa ke manga tlo tshwatsa di diarrhea bua he welile
Awa sis.
a wa se ya eng
Awa,
e le go no kenwe ke moleko wa eng wa le timone le le feng ausi he o ntso gata msebetsi wa o kono maka kapa che what's that king you are fired so a ntso le ka ntlo
Yo, guys, that was fun. That was fun. Okay, yeah. Okay, last one. Before we go, we need to get to Mamiki.
Okay.
oh my god you guys are killing me
There's 3, right? Oh my word, this is so wild.
Yo,
This is
okay.
incredible.
Oh, she's getting full. No, we need to wrap it up.
Okay, let's have one more, Mamiki.
Okay.
Or should I go straight to the news? One more, please.
1 minute. 1 minute, my guy? Yeah. Yo, we
Okay, let's go to the news.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna cut all of this out? Okay, sharp. Mntwana.
Now we don't need to cut it. It's fine. It's a podcast.
Hey, kodwa ke kuchiwo ndiyaqala lokubona lento mina. I'm used to traditional television and we're doing podcasts here.
Yeah, it's
Apparently
podcasts.
there are no casts. So
Let's
you
just go
guys
speech time.
are gonna have to do with it. So we have news updates, obviously, and of course we do have what we call highlights, our news highlights for the day. Netflix South Africa is releasing Kings of Joburg season 3. Okay, please, a round of applause. Kings of Joburg season 3, and I really wish that we're gonna have that cast right here on set one day, and we're gonna have that chat. And it's so amazing because the trailer is out already, so you can have a chat. Well, you can have a look at it and be fulfilled. You can also tap on the link in our information bio to have more information on this based on Kings of Joburg season 3. Now, of course, on the next set of our news, we have an opportunity that we have to raise, which is an industry opportunity. Cape Town City Film Fund open for application, right? Filmmakers can now apply for support from the City of Cape Town Film and Offices City Film Fund for production set for completion during the year 2025 and 2026 financial year. Now, the Film Fund supports a wide range of productions, including short and feature films, music videos, commercials, and reality TV series. Guys, understand? More information, click on the link on our information point. Now, the next story that we need not to forget.
Let's cut that one.
Kanjalo nje?
Yeah, we can cut that one and go to Mommy and then we wrap.
Okay,
It's a
kuthiwa masikhathe, and we are going to listen to
Mommy,
what
you give us something.
we are being told to do. Now, of course, it's been an incredible episode of Offset. I mean, we went from highs to lows, and now we're at a point where we have a game that we play on the show. Now we go kumamiki uzasibonisa le game idlalwa njani. She goes straight into character, and of course we have to be the key players in there too. But let's see how it unfolds.
Mamiki,
Yes.
which one?
There's a lot. Anyone that comes to your mind.
Well, I can't think. Can you please help me think of one? You go.
You don't watch Mommy? Okay. Mommy is good.
Asukan, I think when you're like on the hot seat, it's really hard to think of
It is,
anything.
it is.
Okay, I'll think. Oh wait, actually, there's a time where she went to audition for Ntate Chiri
Yes.
because she wanted to be a TV star. So
Yeah, I remember.
So yeah, you'll be in Ntate Chiri, right?
Okay.
Auditioning me for this new movie.
Okay.
That you're doing.
I remember.
Dumelang Ausi.
Hello, how are you?
Hayi siyaphila. Siyabona ukuthi uzile la uqokile umuhle.
Yes.
What are you here to show us?
I'm here to show you.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Thina lento yale ntombi. Okay ke ntombi, your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Romeo, old Romeo, how can I be your Romeo? The sky is blue, everything is red. I am your angel like Princess Diana. Hold me, I can stag. Corona, umulai. I'm audition, yes, thank you.
Okay, let me be in character as well. Wow, Ntombazana.
Hey,
Hey. Wow.
I'm thank you.
Oh, thank you. Did you take that character? Did you win?
Well, you know what, guys? This is so exciting. We get to see Kamo right here with us on Offset. And I really hope that you had a really good time, just like we did. I had a blast.
Same.
I really hope you're going to stay tuned to Offset. It's pretty easy. You need to subscribe. You need to hit that notification bell. This is our brand new latest episode. So please have a look at it. We spoke incredible stuff. It's quite overwhelming in a good way. And I hope you're going to take something away from it. And I will just leave this opportunity to Kamo to say her last words, as she definitely deserves that. First of all, I also want to congratulate you for the milestones that you've reached. You've also reached to a point where it's like you've probably surpassed your own
I
expectations.
did. I
know?
believe I did.
This is wild. And I take from it, and I hope people that are watching too do the same. If you have anything at all, anything, last words before we close it off, this is the last minute.
I think what I would like to say is, first of all, thank you to everybody who's really just backed me up and believed in me so much. You know, I see you, I love you, and thank you. Thank you so much for helping me continue shining my light, you know. And for everybody else, look, for as far as your imagination can take you, that's as far as you can go. And that's
Wow.
all you need.
Wow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been an incredible episode of Offset. Please catch us on the next episode. Stay tuned.